Welcome back to the McDonald Tree Generation Tour 2020 Part 2. This video looks at the Friday and the Saturday. Here we are on Friday morning, getting ourselves ready for another day of action, out on the bikes. Grandad reading his map as usual. Well, there we go, the table's wiped out, considering how much food we had there. That's quite impressive. Hey Lewis, you enjoy that? He's still chomping away. Well, what about yesterday, boys? And me and my meltdowns, what did you think about that then?
Pretty good. It was a good laugh in a way. When your back was turned.
Aye, Toy is laughing at me, Lewis. Taking the mickey at your dad, he and his meltdown. What was it, yeah? You think that I'm getting allowing myself to get too stressed?
You're supposed to be on holiday, aren't you?
It's supposed to be on holiday. And what's your dad like when he's on holiday then, when he's getting stressed?
You look like you're still at work.
Still at work?
We're still making the videos for work, that's what it's like.
I'm not that bad, surely. Am I that bad, Grandad?
You were getting a laugh. You were.
While I was having a wee meltdown to myself. What about when I thought I'd lost the phone?
Oh,
That was
the worst. That was worse than the death.
That was worse than
Thinking of losing me.
It was worse than thinking we were losing you. It was true, Jesus, I was having a proper meltdown at Cockbridge, Domintool, with all the expansive heather when I had to walk off and try and calm myself down. I didn't realise you two though were on and laughing and giggling at me. Hey Lewis. So, anyway, we've hit the reset button. We've got off to a good start, as you can see with the breakfast this morning. So what's the plan today, boys? Where are we heading? We've not got a map on the table, but we have got our big jug of milk just to keep Mum happy. So what's the plans today, guys? Where do you think we fancy going today?
Where the weather's maybe brighter.
Well, it's a wee bit cloudy, but it's no raining.
No.
What did you fancy, Dad, up Inverness where something you were saying?
I was thinking about going up just before Inverness. Deviate's the name of the place. You turn back when you're heading north, you turn back into the left and cut across country there. It's a road I've never ever been on.
Oh, well, we could do that. And head up to Dalwhinnie and across and then up before Augustus. Up Loch Ness.
Right up, head just short of Inverness. And as I say, it's about 10 miles say short of Inverness, and you turn, it's you drop down on the dual carriageway, a place called Deviate. Deviate's on your right, and you just road to the left, and it takes you across country on, as I say, on a road I've never been on.
Yeah, we'll do that one. And how do we get back? Come back down the Loch Ness, by the side of Loch Ness?
We'll see where there's
okay.
we could even go in and maybe pick up foyers, foyers and come down the road, side road there. It's not a class road, it's a B or less.
Right then, so there you go. Name up the day. Grandad's doing this from memory. You happy enough for that, Lewis?
Right, more than happy.
You just go with the flow, eh?
Aye, basically.
Just whatever. There we go then. So name up the day. Well, we'll still take the map with us because we have to feel safe, and I'm going to remember my phone today, that's for sure. And I've charged everything up, and I'll try and know a meltdown the day, boys, I promise. Alright, there we go. Right, you like doing the dishes, Dad? Did you hear a big sink and that down there this morning? It's quite handy in the bag though, isn't it? Would you rather have a bucket or is the bag alright? The big bag?
Well, it's alright, I washed the bag when I was going there as well.
Yeah, aye, just washed inside it?
Aye.
Hey, it's good for carrying all the pots and pans and rubbish down, and it's better than clearing about here in the wee sink here.
Oh, and as I say, I get it a wash when I was doing, so I just need it dry now.
There you go. Well, Lewis is in the toilet, so we'll be getting ready for ProScot today. We're away to Inverness today, or at least Daviate, you said, Daddy, to turn off at Daviate.
I should have got the map.
We'll go and do that, we'll go and get the map. That'll be the plan, after Dad's done his dishes.
What's 6?
So how far do you think it'll be?
30, at least 30 mile.
And how are you working that out?
Just was saying there, it's 5 miles. Look, there's a square.
Alright, and it's 5 miles to a square.
Well, you could save power miles then. 5 miles and power miles is here. It's about 4 miles a square.
Right.
So just even call that. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 20. It's about 25 miles. See.
For the turn off at Daviate, down that
down
yellow
there.
road,
Aye.
down to
Aye.
Fort Augustus.
Aye. Because if you look that side,
I'll check it on the app and see how accurate you are.
there you are. There's 33 if you come from Inverness down. Look,
Right.
that's 33 miles. It's down there from Inverness. So it's about 25 miles.
Good. Excellent. I'll trust you. We'll take the phone as a backup plan as well. Try and charge it today and no forget it and no lose it. Okay, well it's now Friday and this is us getting ready to head out on the road again. Yesterday was a good day apart from me having 3 breakdowns. Yesterday was getting myself in the right state yesterday. Anyway, we've got everything all worked out today. We've got the wallet, we've got the card, we've got money, we've got the phone all charged, ready to go, and the equipment's working. So that's us heading out. Well, here we are, just past Dalwhinnie back there, and you can see the scenery lined about. Absolutely stunning on the A9 here. Beautiful. Well, we went into Inverness there and got fuel, and we picked up the road that we were going to take from Daviot down the east side of the Loch Ness down towards Fort Augustus. That's where we're heading now. And this road's been a bit of a surprise to us because it was shown as a B-class road, and as you can see it's a lovely road surface, and it's a lot wider than we expected. And again, this is an area that my dad has never ever been on, and a road that he's never been on, and same here for Lewis and I. So as you can see, again, another beautiful part of Scotland. Well, we're still on the same road, working our way down towards Fort Augustus. This has been an absolutely beautiful road. Yeah, it's been single track at bits, but as you can see there's also single carriageway as well. But the scenery has been absolutely stunning. We're past the most beautiful loch at the side of us there. Wish I'd had the camera on a bit earlier. And some beautiful hills and mountains around about us as well. It's actually, as you can see here, it's absolutely spectacular, gorgeous mountains. And again, I thought I'd switch the camera on at this point because the road just seems to go on forever here. I've obviously been doing a bit of deforestation on either side previous to me switched on the camera there. And I can see they've planted some new trees in this section. But the road just seems to go on just as climbs away up the top of this hills here. So I'm just going to leave the camera on for this section. But I have to say this has not been a disappointing route that Father has picked. It's been brilliant. And I don't know if you can pick that up with the camera, but we've got the mountains over to the right there. I actually see windmills away up on the right there, generating, and over to the left here. And we're still climbing here at the moment, going over the cattle grid here. I'm expecting to reach the summit here of this hill, but again the camera sort of flattens it all out and takes away the rise there, but there's a fair old rise to get up there. I'm just going to open the bike up a bit so I can get to the top here. Well, somebody stopped here to get a view, so there must be a viewpoint up here. Yeah, it looks like there's a viewpoint. Let's see if we're going to stop here and get a viewpoint. But we are definitely up the summit here. Well, what can we see from here? We're 400 metres above sea level apparently, so we'll be able to film that. It'll look like empty countryside, but all around are traces of human activity dating back thousands of years. Inverness 29 miles from this point. Fort Augustus, we're 5 miles from Fort Augustus. So you can see it's a very popular spot, and there's a well trodden path here to my left as well. where quite clearly people walk away up to the summit. In fact, you can actually see them. You might not pick up on the camera, but there's two people right up on the summit there. That is beautiful. Spectacular view. Wow. As you can see, this is the most incredible viewpoint here. The camera always seems to flatten things out, but I can assure you we're up fairly high here, 400 metres, partly above sea level at this point. That was Lewis and Grandad there, and it drops away down over the other side as well. But it's quite a spectacular view, and that road just goes away on. Unfortunately, yeah, I'll try and zoom in here, give you an idea. That's it, zoomed right in. Lewis and Grandad getting ready to go again. Okay, this is just leaving the summit. I'm going to film this going down the other side. It's great when you find these kind of wee roads that you just take you off the usual beaten track and the usual tourist trails. It's really nice to kind of look on the map, and that's where Dad's map really wins a prize, because yeah, when you've got the phone, the Google, you just tend to follow the main routes that everybody else follows. But the great thing about a map is it shows up all those wee skinny white roads and those little yellow roads with the wee lines along the side of them, the little broken tracks. You can get some amazing little routes. So I'm going to stop and get some photographs at this point here, because I think there's again a gorgeous set of bends coming up here. I'll leave the camera running just now, but I'm going to take photographs with my phone. Wow, now that is pretty spectacular. I did say I was expecting to have the drop down towards Fort Augustus, but wasn't expecting it to be quite a drop. That's quite a view. There's Grandad and Lewis have obviously stopped here. Wow, that is spectacular. We have to take a photograph of this one. There's a beautiful view.
we've just left Fort Augustus. We're probably crossing over the canal here, in fact we are. I'll slow it down a wee bit as we go over the canal. There's to there, and up to the right, that was the canal for up towards Fort Augustus, and a beautiful view there. Absolutely stunning. What a lovely evening. It's now half past five. We've still got to make the trek over to Loch Fascally here from Fort Augustus. According to Google, we're 80 odd miles from getting back to the caravan in an estimated 1 hour and 15 minutes, so we'll not be back until about 7:30 tonight, just in time for the takeaway shops before they close. Luce and I were debating on the Bluetooth system there, whether it was going to be fish suppers or pizzas the night. We'll let Grandad make the casting vote. Again, this is still south of Fort Augustus. See the absolutely fantastic views here with the mountains over to my right, and a fantastic stretch of water alongside us here. Looking back, there's Lewis and Grandad. It's coming up to about 20 minutes to 6 in the evening. This is Friday. You could not ask for a more gorgeous evening to be riding motorbikes. Temperature's 23 degrees, stunning scenery, beautiful roads. Just doesn't get any better than this. Beautiful run along the side of the loch here. The road's just winding from side to side. It's not tight, although I'm getting the speed down for that one because my vision reduced a bit. Bring the speed down for those one guys, the vision's reduced a bit on these ones. They were really free flowing up till then. Still pretty fast, but you still take them pretty fast, but I like to slow down when I've got likes of Lewis and Grandad at the back of me, just to give them a warning in case they come in too hot. Look at that, wow, that's spectacular. This doesn't get much better than that. Come from Fort Augustus down, took the turn off at Spean Bridge, and we're now heading over towards Dalwhinnie, and that's going to then take us back down the A9, back down to the caravan at Loch Fascally again. It's the most incredible evening. The temperature gauge, the air temperature is 26 degrees, and it is now 6 o'clock at night, so 6 PM on Friday, and it's 26 degrees. Beautiful blue skies, absolutely gorgeous. We're just rolling into Roy Bridge here into the 30s. Could not have asked for a more beautiful late afternoon and evening for the motorbikes. We've passed a lot of bikes heading up from Fort William up to Fort Augustus. With such a beautiful evening, obviously a few people deciding to take their motorbikes out. Lockdown obviously hasn't helped this year. A lot of people were able to get out on their motorbikes, and now we're getting a lot more movement again. And when you get evenings like this, you've really got to take advantage of them, because you just never know what the weekends are going to be like again. So a lot of these guys that we've passed, that's what we'll be doing, coming from the work, getting there, and then just getting on their bikes and heading out. And we weren't in a rush today to get back. We had a short day yesterday. Mum gave me strict orders not to have my father out too long, not to go too far, and not to have him out too long. So we had a short day yesterday. We headed out in the morning about 11, and we're heading back for 4 o'clock in the afternoon. But today we went out a bit later at 12, and it looks like we're not going to get back till about 7:30 this evening. But I've not really pushed a hard pace today. I've just took it easy, had a few stops along the way. Looking at the clock now, we've done 154 miles, and we've still got a few miles to go yet before we're back home. So I would estimate we're going to be knocking on the door of about 200 miles today, so that's a few miles. Anyway, there you go, the update on where we are at the moment. Lewis out in front of me and Grandad at the very front. Nice positioning for Grandad and Lewis on approach to the left hand bend, nice position on the right, and it's good that he's staying over to the right, keeping his vision open. And then moving back to the left hand side now for the right hand bend. And by being on the left hand side, of course, that helps to extend the vision through the left hand bend. And we can see the road curving to the left in the distance, so Grandad there moving over the right hand side to set his vision up for the left hand bend, but Lewis is choosing to stay on the left so you can see past Grandad. And that's something that I do quite a lot of myself, is that I'll offset myself from the bike in front just so that I can see past the bike. It's perhaps not the position that you would normally be in if you were a lead rider, but if you take the same position as the lead rider, then quite often your vision's blocked by the lead rider. So sometimes it makes sense to offset yourself so you can see past the lead rider. In the bends like this, with the positioning, you can see that both riders automatically offset themselves from one another as they go around the bend, so their vision's opened up as they go around. We've got, it's quite an easy road to read, this one though. The bends haven't been anything too severe or too tight. They're what I'd call kind of medium radius to gentle curving. And if there is any tighter bends, I notice they're well marked and well signposted with signs and black and white chevrons and the letters SLOW like that across the road. The surfaces have also been very good as well, and lots of white paint letting us know whether there's a hazard centre line like we've got just now, or an ordinary centre line, or solid white line. And we've also got the solid white line at the near side as well, which I notice goes broken at entrance exit points. So it's a nice easy road to read in terms of the man-made natural features, the bushes, the hedges, the walls. We've had a few fences and tree lines, etc. All those kind of things help you to read the road here as well. So nice road. A nice positioning again from Lewis and Grandad over to the offside there around the left hand bend, sorry, and then moving back into the near side for the right hand bend. Beautiful when you've got the sun behind you like this and it's not on your face. Riding the other way wouldn't be nearly as nice because you'd have the sun kind of blinding you into your eyes, but when it's like this and it's behind your back, it lights up the way for you, makes it nice and bright, but hasn't got the light cast into your eyes. The only problem is, of course, you've got to watch for cars at junctions, etc. that could be blinded momentarily pulling out in front of you. I'm always conscious of that. Well, that concluded a fantastic day on the bikes. In total we did 218 miles, and here's Grandad and Lewis admiring the view from the viewpoint. We had a brilliant pizza takeaway, watched a DVD movie and discussed, of course, the day's action and how good it was. Right, Father, what's the plan today then?
We're going to go to Lochran, eh?
This is Saturday, this is Saturday. Lochran, right?
And the returns in, we'll come back. There's a wee narrow road we can take, but maybe if the road that we go is narrow, a bit narrow, we'll no bother. Years near end, because that'll be even worse.
Yep.
But we'll come back, and when we'll go down by Cushiville and then head back to Kenmore.
Yes.
And then we'll take the road for Kenmore over to Amory.
All right, yes, yes. I've never done that one.
No,
Yeah, I fancy
I've
that.
been on it once, but
Right.
the Amory,
Yes.
and then when we get to the Amory, it's up to yourself. We'll turn left and come back.
And that's
in.
back up then the Small Glen. Is that they call that? I think that's back up with the road that's often referred to as the Small Glen, I think. And then back up towards
Aberfeld.
Dunkeld or
Aberfeld.
Aberfeld again. Brilliant. There you go. That's the planned route today then. And we've just checked the weather forecast, and from basically 1 o'clock today it's to be sunshine. I mean, it's dry now, it's just a bit cloudy, a bit overcast, but from 1 o'clock right through till about 7, 8 o'clock tonight, it's to be sunny all day. Temperature's about 22 degrees, so we've been really lucky with the weather. And Lewis, he's struggling to keep up with the pace here with his granddad. He's had his breakfast, he's got my jacket on that I gave him, he's still got his pyjama bottoms and his socks on. And Grandad's sitting there, raring to go. That's it. You're struggling to keep up with your Grandad, Lewis.
It sets an impressive pace.
It sets an impressive pace. How many miles yesterday?
Is it 215, 216?
200 and, what was it?
16.
218 exactly. 218 exactly. 218 miles yesterday. So that was an impressive. Struggling to keep up with them, weren't we? Right then, so there you go. That's the day's plan. Right then, we're all getting ready, getting the gear on. There's not much enthusiasm for getting the gear on. Come on, boys, round them up, head them out. You ready to go? We've got the dishes done. Look, look at this. Dishes haven't been done.
You still to finish your glass of orange.
Oh, I've done that. Look, that's it. Look, there we go. We've had breakfast. I'm all cleaned. You're cleaned. It's Lewis. He's the one that's struggling. I've just got to put my bike gear on.
That's what that. I've had my shirt.
That's it. Sure. Right then, so we're ready to go. Right then, gear on and go. There you go then. Let's hit the road.
Well, here we are now then. This is Saturday, and today's planned route is going to be out here from Loch Fastclay. We're going to go and get some petrol first in Pitlochry, and then out by Loch Tummel, the Queen's View, right away out to Loch to Rannoch train station. Then we're going to head back again, and then back over the hill past Schiehallion and down into Kenmore, and then from there taking the road up over to Amory, and then Amory back up through effectively the Small Glen back up towards Aberfeldy, and then back that way. So that's our route today. So we've it's quite cloudy at the moment, but still nice, warm, dry, and it's to clear up from about 1 o'clock. So the weather forecast said, and then it'll be nice blue sunny skies for the rest of the day. So we'll switch off the radio now, and we'll switch it on as we usually do as we get interesting bits of scenery. Just filming us rolling up through Pitlochry here. When we came down here the other day earlier in the week, it was very, very quiet. It's quite clear it's getting near the weekend again, and things are beginning to pick up. Good to see the Pitlochry a bit busier, but as I say, it was very, very quiet earlier on in the week. This is now Saturday, so I'll just film us rolling up through Pitlochry. I've got Lewis and Dad right at the back of us. We're just fueled up at the BP garage. Could even see a bus running. And you'll see people with their masks on there again. They're either on their faces or pulled down, obviously so that they can get into the shops. We keep forgetting ours, so we've had to make impromptu masks with putting our jerseys up, our t-shirts up, or in my case, borrowing Grandad's neck hood that goes off his jacket. But this time we've actually remembered them, and we've got them in our pockets. And I've seen a lot of other folk the same as us, they're not just quite into the way it yet. You go out to Asia and China and everybody walks about with masks on. There you go, we'll switch the camera back off, just filming us going through Pitlochry. Stop there and take a photograph on the way from Loch Tummel along towards Loch Rannoch, because it was absolutely stunning. The sun has, the cloud cover has now given way, as you can see, to beautiful blue sky. It's just the most beautiful one along here to Lochrannoch, to the train station. Single track road with passing places, but it's been beautiful scenery. I don't know if the camera's picking this up here, but you can see the beautiful loch running alongside us here. And Grandad and Lewis have gone ahead of me. You can see it all the way right back there. Yeah, beautiful. And again, I'll just switch it on there. Don't know quite what that is out in the middle of the water there. There's a nice little stretch, almost like a little beach. Beach is just at the side here, and set within the woods. A little natural beach line. There's two cyclists as well up ahead of me, and I'll tell you what, they're not hanging about. There's a girl, presumably a husband or a partner, and they've got the professional cycling hat, certain helmets on, and head down going for it. And I'll tell you what, they've been pretty much keeping pace with me on the bike here. So the averaging speed's no far under 30. Well, I'm doing 31 mile an hour and I'm barely catching her. So I reckon she's been averaging over 30 mile an hour, or around about 30 mile an hour, which is pretty good going. I was at the saddle just now. I'm still doing 24 mile an hour, and that was up the hill there, wee hill. Look for a safe gap to get past. Got an oncoming car. She's back up to, what is that, 30 mile an hour again, 30, back up to 30 again. Wow, wish I could push a bike at that speed. It's nice to see every now and again, you'll see bits just like so here where the tents are in, people just getting their tents out. You can see them, a lot of people here doing they've got their wee dinghies and doing their water sports and chilling and relaxing here just by the side. You can see here they've got the barbecues going, some people got their fishing rods out fishing. Beautiful to see, absolutely gorgeous. I wasn't expecting this, I was expecting just this kind of remote run right out to Lochrannoch, but I wasn't expecting all this. Well, according to the last signpost there, it's 5 miles still to Rannoch train station. Last time I was there, I've got photographs of myself and my sister. I think I was 6 and the rain was 3. So that's a good few years ago. Get on for 50 years ago. And here we are now heading back to that same location. Grandad and Lewis has already been sent up ahead. I stopped to take a few photographs, so if they're not there, they won't be far away. Having said that, the two of them just plod along at a nice steady pace. Lewis never goes fast. He likes to keep it nice and steady. There's Grandad. It's not like I was at his age. I'd have been flying about like a lunatic. I'd have been wanting to go ahead all the time. Lewis is just quite happy just to plod along. Look at that for scenery. Huh? Absolutely spectacular. You got this feeling like you're just out in the middle of nowhere. Again, still heading along towards Rannoch station. I'm just switching it on now and again just to give you an idea of the scenery in the countryside round about here, and just how remote it is. I mean, a single track road, beautiful surface, but just as you can see, I feel like I'm the only biker here. On their way towards Rannoch. surface, the road surface here, considering we're heading the way out to Rannoch Station, which is really it's a no-through road, it's a dead end. I didn't expect the road surface itself to be so good on the way here. I knew it was going to be single track, but I didn't expect it to be so good. Lovely view from our wee house. Again, to give you the idea of the surroundings, the countryside and the scenery. Beautiful road to cycle out on for, absolutely gorgeous. Here we are. So I've just driven along here to catch up with Grandad and Lewis, who went ahead of me. And what did you think of that then for a run, boys? What was that like? What is that road surface like? Absolutely amazing, wasn't it? So smooth. It was just absolutely brilliant. And look at the sun. We talked about the clouds were going to give way to blue skies, and well, have a look at that. And I'm reading 23 degrees on the temperature gauge now, so cracking, absolutely beautiful, wasn't it? I always worried about running along here because I thought, dead end, doesn't go anywhere, it'll not be much fun. But wow, that was a fantastic road to come along. And this is Rannoch Station here. The line down there, yeah? Wow, so that's the Rannoch Station. I can see now though why they couldn't have taken it any closer, because of the lock, of course. And there's the old telephone box on there. So did you enjoy that, Lewis? Impressed with that? I'll go maybe get a coffee. There we go. I'll go and switch off my... Am I recording, Lewis? Go and just have a wee check to see I'm still recording. Does it say red light flashing? Yeah, there you go then. We'll get you on the screen peering into it. I'll go and switch it off now. Grandad, that was the ladies' toilet you were in. What do you think you hear then, boys? That is fantastic. Well then, there we go, we've got Lewis behind me and Grandad, and we've just left Rannoch Station, and we stopped here at this beautiful spot just to change battery. And as you can see, the scenery here is absolutely fantastic. And that was a path I'm looking at here. Lewis was saying a public footpath walkway all the way to Fort William. I need to look at that and see what kind of distance that is. Okay, right then, let's go. So So as you can see, it's absolutely stunning. We've got a fantastic day again. Started off this morning a bit cloudy, a bit overcast, but the weather forecast was for it to clear up and to have beautiful clear blue skies, and hopefully the camera is picking that up, but that's exactly what we've got. And the air temperature on the digital gauge is saying 23 degrees, so just perfect riding conditions. No wind, you can see that in the brack and the heather as I'm passing through, absolutely motionless, so there's no wind at all, and 23 degrees, blue skies. And these single track roads are absolutely beautiful. The road surface is immense. We just bumped into a couple there, I would say look like they're in their 70s, husband and wife. He was on his Honda Goldwing and his wife was on her BMW G310, and it was so nice to actually see that as well. A couple out that come up from Lookers for the day just for a run and come up here up to Loch Rannoch. So I'll switch the camera back off just now, and again we'll do our usual, switch it on. So we're now taking the turn off there to go along the south side of Loch Rannoch, because we've come from Rannoch train station, and instead of going along the north road, which is the one that took us along there, which is very interesting, I didn't know we could do this. I thought I'd better go back in exactly the same road, but we don't. There's what they call the South Rannoch Loch Road, and that's the road that we're on now. Mind you, as I was driving along, I did notice the houses on the other side, and I kind of wondered how they got roads to them. Well, this is how they do it, the South Road. I'm also from here, which I never saw before. I can see up on the hill there's obviously a reservoir and a power station away up on the hill there. I never saw that when I was on the other side. This road's a bit twistier, guys. The surface is still good, still a good surface. I say it's slightly narrower, but the surface is still good, but it is a bit twistier, so we need to keep our eyes well peeled and keep our speeds, as we've done it, very, very reasonable. So I'm just keeping the camera on there now just to give you a wee flavour for this side, the south side, to give you an idea of what the scenery is like on the south side. But as you can see, it's still very green. Quite clearly there's a lot of life still on this side of the loch. I'm passing a few houses here, and there's a lot of fields as well, so quite good arable land here as well by the looks of things. It's the sheep I see in the field. Having said that, it is mostly sheep I've seen, but at least they're doing some kind of farming here. But it's a beautiful wee windy road here, and the surface is gorgeous, even for the bikes. There's no any loose grit or gravel, and you can see with the consistent colour that the integrity is there. Wow, look at that for a view. You continue past, guys. I'm just going to take you continue on, I'll catch you guys up. You continue right along, I'll just stop when I need to for photographs. Well, I have to say the south side, without doubt, is the best side to travel, because as you can see here, the view is absolutely spectacular. On the north side, there's quite a lot of trees runs along the side of the loch, and that really spoils the view onto the loch. But from this side here, as you can see, you're in an elevated position for starters. There's not as many trees, and as you can see from me looking round about here, what a spectacular view you get of the loch and the north road on the other side of the loch. Absolutely incredible. Just stopped here to film a wee bit of that. That was a funny one there, guy, and I'm walking forward with the bike. He thought it was the police. He's turning his music down. Did you hear that? The granddad's laughing. Guy says, I thought you were the police. But it's been funny. We've been driving along the side of the loch, and there has been loads of people just camped at the side of the loch all the way down. That's the south side of Loch Rannoch. I thought it was just a dead end road up to the station, but it's not. You can go all the way up to the Loch Rannoch station, and then you can come back on the south road. And it's incredible how many people are just camping down the side of the water.
brilliant. What an atmosphere, it's lovely. Here we are, driving through Kenmore. Lewis and Grandad in front of me. Only crash I ever had with a student, touch wood, on an advanced course was right in this corner here. He wasn't paying attention. He thought he was going straight on, then suddenly realised the road was going right and dropped his bike there. Look at this, people out there at the side end of the loch. My favourite spot for the sunbathers when the sun is out. It was really sunny earlier on the day, but it's become a wee bit overcast now. And here we go, looking back up another beautiful loch. Well, I'm just switching the camera on here to film this section. We've went into Kenmore and then we're taking the wee back road, a kind of unclassified road, over to Amulree. And this is without doubt the narrowest road that we've been on. You can see round about here just an expanse of nothingness. Again, hills, moors, heather, rock, sheep and some marsh. The road surface has been fine. This is probably the worst bit here that we've got here. To be honest, it's been quite decent, to be honest. The only problem is that if you do meet a car, they are occupying the whole lane. But I have to say, most of the drivers, and we've hardly bumped into any, to be honest. It's very, very quiet, but the odd driver that we have bumped into has just pulled right in either to the passing place straight away whenever they've seen us, or they've held over onto the grass to let us go past. I always say to Lewis and Dad, don't go off the road, don't go onto the grass. Bikes aren't really designed for that. The cars can get away with it better, but the problem with the bike is if it's soft ground at all, you can easily sink. Now that's spectacular. You guys keep going, because I'm going to stop here. Alright, you guys keep going. I'm going to take a photograph of that. I did say I'd only stop if it was spectacular. Well, you can see the view here, guys. It's absolutely, I've got my camera switched back on, absolutely spectacular. This is again the road over towards Amulree from Kenmore, and you've just no idea the elevation change here. The camera is probably really flattening this, but it's an incredible elevation change, and you can see the road twisting beneath us here. Very tight one again, guys. Keep over to the left. You see where the cars have bottomed out through the years. Just keep it rolling, Thor. Just keep it rolling. Keep it moving. Don't go too slow. Just keep the wheels rolling. I pull my clutch in these situations and just control it on the back brake. So I'm just effectively just pulling the clutch in and just controlling on the back brake, and then I feed the clutch back out when I need to re-engage it again. But that is spectacular. What about that for a view, guys? Huh? What an elevation change though, wasn't it? Really, really high elevation change. And we're looking away at some kind of loch away in the distance. Presumably that's the road that we're going to go on in the distance as well. So I'll switch the camera back off again. Well, that brings our part 2 2020 video tour to an end, and it was another amazing day. We did 117 miles, but they were mentally challenging miles in single track. We really had to stay on our toes. There's a picture of the three of us at Rannoch Station. But another incredible day, and as you can see, amazing weather and amazing roads and views and great fun had by all. We've got one more video to make, and that will be part 3, and that will conclude the 2020 tour video series. Thank you for watching.